Yeah, Assalamualaikum and a very good night. So tonight we are actually recording for our presentation. So basically our presentation is about watching movies improves mental health. But before that, we're going to introduce ourselves. So I am the first presenter. My name is Siti Zazata Ashikin binti Ahmad Tamizi and my matrix number is 203709.
Hi, I'm the second presenter. My name is Nurul Najihah binti Sayuti. My matric number 203734.
Hi, my name is Nur Natasha Fitri binti Salamat and my matrix number is 203718. And the last presenter.
So the content of our slide would be first introduction to mental health. Second is the first point of our saying, which is benefits by watching movies for our mental health. And then the second point, and then we're going to go with the third point, and then we're going to go with the last point, and then we're going to have the conclusion. Okay, so we're going to start with our first topic, which is what is mental health. So mental health is actually a level of psychological well-being, or it is actually called as absence of mental illness. So mental illness, as you can see, is really important in our daily life because it is helping us to determine what should we do in our actions in our daily lives, or even making choices. So it also includes an individual's ability to enjoy their life. So if we don't take care of our mental health, actually we can cause it to be depression and also suicide. As you can see, in our country, Malaysia, there has been a couple of suicides among teens. So this is because their mental health is not properly managed. So yeah, I found on the internet that the Ministry of Health saying that nations that aged from 13 and to 17 are critically suffering from mental health problems. So suicidal thoughts also are running through students' mind by 10%, which means it increased by the previous years. So in order to avoid mental illness, we have to take care of our mental health. So by doing that, we have to watch movies, because I see that people nowadays watching movies a lot. So who knows, watching movies can improve our mental health. So why I'm saying that is that, okay, the first point, it encourages emotional releases. So why am I saying this? This is because people are more comfortable in expressing emotions such as crying and laughing. This is because some people are having trouble in expressing their own feelings and thoughts. So they think that it might be a burden if they release it towards another person. Like if they want to express their own feelings, then the other person will be such a burden. So by watching movies, you can actually express your own emotions silently. It's not silently, it's like you don't have to rely on other person to release your emotional feelings. So yeah. Other than that, it is actually a way to enlighten the mood and also strengthen the bond with each other, which includes family or friends, so they can be much closer. As an example, if you do a family gathering, which is once in a while, which we cannot see it like too much in our daily lives. So one way that we can actually strengthen the bond between family and friends is by watching movies. By watching movies, you can actually talk about how the movies went, and then how the movie should have ended. Other than the movie ended that way, then you guys debate it should end that way, the other way. So I think that is how movies can actually improve our mental health. So I'm going to pass to the next point to Jiha.
Okay. The second point why watch movies can benefit our mental health is because it can reduce anxiety. As a student or an employee, whenever we are given a lot of works to be done before the deadlines, right, for sure we will be under a lot of pressure. And that is the time when our brain will release a hormone that causes stress, which is dopamine. And for your information, actually stress is good for us because it can motivate us to do works better. However, if you have too much stress in your mind, then it can be dangerous because it can lead to anxiety and also depression. And for those who has been asking, how actually watching movies can reduce anxiety. So the answer is actually watching movies can be a part of therapy because let's say when you watch a movie with a positive theme, then a feeling of pleasure will strike into your mind, and automatically your brain will generate to works in a positive way. And for example, if you watch funny movies, then it can make you feel happier and make you forget about your problems. And next, okay, is the third point is watching movies can educate us to have sense on real life. So as we can see, nowadays there are lots of movies that is adapted based on true stories. And I think it is a good trend because the movies can show the real situation and the reality of people in the world to us, the audience. And for example, there was a movie back in 2012. The movie's title is Life of Pi. Okay, Life of Pi, like that. Where the movie is about a teenager who survived from a shipwreck, and the story of how he continued his life after the tragedy. And one thing that I love about this movie is that it gives us lessons to always fight for our own survival and not easily give up when you are doing something. And also, a good movie can engage with person's emotions and imaginations. For example, movies such as Ready Player One is way beyond expectation because from what I have seen, the movie is actually the concept itself is very different from the other movies that I have watched, and the graphic is very high quality. So the lesson that I get from the movie is we have to be creative in finding solutions for our problems and not just stick on one way to think of the solution. So I would like to pass the slide to the next presenter, Tasha.
Okay, so for the next point, I'm going to present it. So by watching movies, it can improve our mental health. How? We can have some motivation from the movie. Okay, movies help us in reflecting our life in which is good and who is bad, which is bad. Okay, if we watch a movie from the beginning until the end, we know who is the protagonist and who is the antagonist and who is on their groups. And other than that, we can observe some of cliche movie where at the first both of them are not in a good condition, but somehow at the end they turn into a family, a happy family, right? Okay, in addition, we also can conclude that the protagonists bring us some moral values that we can apply in our daily life, like be kind to people, help each other, and more than that. However, I observed that the antagonists bring us the best moral value where they change their life at the end to ease other people. Like some movie that at the beginning the antagonist is having hate with the protagonist, but somehow they turn into a family like there's nothing happened. So the viewers will feel ease after they see that okay, they are having a good condition right now, having a good relationship. So we don't have to think what will happen at the future in the movie. So then it can improve ourselves for the better future. Okay. Other than that, movies also taught us to always be grateful for everything in our life. Yes, also from the cliche movie flow, where at the beginning the protagonist is sick or diagnosed with cancer or some health problem, and the friend help him or her to fight with the disease or the cancer, and at the end, she or him, she or he free from the cancer, happily ever after. Okay. I also watched a movie a Malay movie, but the actor and actress are mostly speaking in English. I watched it a month ago. The title is Ada Apa Dengan Dosa. So basically, the movie is about a girl who is not a religious, but then adopted by an English parents. She don't know she is adopted. She don't know. But one day, after she found out that she is adopted, she have that eager to find her biological parents, and her adopted parents help her telling the some of biodata, the profile of biological parents. So her biological parents are from Malaysia. So one day she fly to Malaysia with her friend and met her parents, biological parents. But her biological parents don't accept her. Like they diss her like, you are not my daughter, you are not my daughter, I never pregnant. So but at the end, her father met her and invite the girl to a Muslim girl as her biological parents is Muslim. So from that movie, I learned that our path has been decided by him. So we just need to follow the flow and feel grateful of everything that we have right now. It also helps us to motivate the person to be happy in the future. Okay, so for the conclusion, we have come to the conclusion where movies bring joy and peace to our lives other than improving our mental health. It is better to watch movie in order to make time for ourselves to relax and not stress out. We are in week 15. Okay, we are going some stress a lot, study a lot, facing a lot of projects, assignment need to be done and need to be submitted by this week or next week. And then at the beginning of August, you are facing the final. So when you are feeling stressed, you should watch some movie to relax, to stress out, right? So that's all from me.
So that is the end of our presentation. Thank you to our presenters. So good night.